So here's what I have to say today. Black Lives Matter, people were called a fool the other night. They were called a fool on Twitter. And who am I? I'm a fool. I'm at least temporarily a fool. Because I believe that the City of Portland Police Department has my back. I'm a fool to believe that the Portland Police Department are here to protect and serve me.
All right.
So, by believing that, I must be a fool. 24/7, the police are here to protect and back me. And I want them to unfool me. I want the police department to unfool me.
You want to speak, right?
I often defend the police. So I tell people that I say, hey, without the police, you know, the whole place would run amok. We need people in charge to help keep order all over the cities, all over the state, all over the nation. But sure, a few bad rogues do get in, and we got to get rid of those folks. Okay, when I woke up Wednesday morning, after watching the video Tuesday night of 17-year-old Laquan McDonald getting murdered in Chicago, that was bad enough. But when I woke up Wednesday morning and I saw and read the tweet of Officer John Hurlman, Portland police officer, saying, this is the quote of the tweet, this is it, it says, it is here, okay, it says, in his tweet, I know I'm going to be up first, sorry about that, but I want to read it. Read it. It is here, I'm going to let you say. John Hurlman is his name. Officer John Hurlman. And what he said was, on his tweet, that, oh, darn, to that effect, I'm going to be late for work again on Friday because I've got to babysit these fools at the Black Lives Matter rally. And that's not what it's about. That's not what it's about. You can't call people that are citizens, people that are working for justice, people that are working on a little bit of a revolution, fools. So I did some homework, and I'm not going to stop doing my homework. I'm not going to stop until Officer John Hurlman is off the force.
All right.
Is off the force.
All right.
Is off the force. Oh, here's the quote. Here's the tweet. Black Lives Matter is planning to protest Lloyd Center on Black Friday. Old Joy stuck late again at work to babysit these fools. Are you a fool? Are you a fool? I don't see no fools here. I don't see no fools. We're not fools. We're not fools. We're not fools.
There's some over there.
Well, they're not with us. Okay, so
Actually, it's turd.
right away, Officer John Hurlman took his tweet down, got rid of it. Not quick enough. Not quick enough. The word is out. The word is out. And who is John Hurlman? Well, we tell you who Officer John Hurlman is. Officer John Hurlman murdered his neighbor's dog in 1997. 1997, he had to pay $10,000 to his neighbor because he was jogging through the street in Hillsborough. Check it out. Living in Hillsborough, policing in Portland. He paid $10,000 to his neighbors after shooting the dog dead, saying the dog threatened his life.
Oh, wow.
That's one. That's strike one. Strike two, 2012.
That's original.
2012, Officer John Hurlman had a little problem with the Justice Department on how the police department takes care and works with and over-abuse mental patients that need policing. He didn't like that, but this is the third strike now. This is strike three for Officer John Hurlman. So here's what we're asking. Here's what I'm asking. Here's what I'm not going to stop doing. It says the mission of the police department is to reduce crime and the fear of crime. I want to get unfooled. I want that feeling back. So I'm asking the acting police chief, Donna Henderson. I want to ask the police chief, Larry O'Day, who I have met and shook in his hand. And I want to ask the mayor, Charlie Hales, to protect and serve us. We got to hurl out Herman. Hurl out Hurlman. Hurl out Herman. Hurl out Herman. Hurl out Herman. I'm Bobby Black Panther. I will be done until Herman's done. Thank you.
Fuck the police!
Don't violate my freedom of speech! What's up?
Fuck the police! Don't violate my freedom of speech!
What's up?
Fuck the police!
Don't violate my freedom of speech! What's up?
Fuck the police!
Don't violate my freedom of speech! What's up?
Fuck the police! Don't violate my freedom of speech!
What's up?
Fuck the police! Don't violate my freedom of speech!
What's up?
Fuck the police! Don't violate my freedom of speech!
What's up?
Fuck the police! Don't violate my freedom of speech!
What's up?
Fuck the police! Don't violate my freedom of speech! Fuck the police! Don't violate my freedom of speech!
What's up?
Fuck the police! Don't violate my freedom of speech!
What's up?
Fuck the police! Don't violate my freedom of speech!
What's up?
Fuck the police! Don't violate my freedom of speech!
Mic check!
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 All right, so I want to let everybody know that we know good and well about all of the white supremacist attacks that have been happening across this country and even in this city right now. So we understand that there is a very real level of danger. So, something that we would like people to do, I appreciate that people are already forming a circle around here. If we could get right here behind where the generator is, if we could get people standing to circle around here, around the benches right now, link arms if you feel comfortable doing so, but keep it tight. Heidi, make sure that the circle is not broken, because we already know that there are people who want to shut us down today. I want to acknowledge that there are some people in our crowd right now who do want to engage with trolls and with cops and with people who antagonize us. So I just want to ask, if that's what you want to do, please just do it outside the circle and respect the people that don't want to engage. Please just do that. I promise you, I will not shut none of y'all down today. But please just respect the circle that's forming right now for people who want to be in it, who don't want to engage. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So with that, I want to bring up Andrea Lemoyne from Jobs with Justice, who has a couple of words for y'all.
Oh, thank you, my sister Alyssa. Thank you so much to everyone. I'm really happy to be here. My name is Andrea Lemoyne. I just started working for Jobs with Justice about a month ago, and I'm really excited about where our organization is headed. This year came out as an anti-racist organization, not anti-oppression, anti-racist. There's a big difference between the two, and I'm really proud and really happy to be a part of that. On a personal level, I really want to let all you guys know that I follow Alicia Garza on Facebook, and she posted something really personal last week. Alicia Garza, I'm so sorry. Alicia Garza, that black people and capitalism do not mix. You guys hear me? Yeah. Black people and capitalism do not mix. They are like oil and water, right? This country is built on me being paid 75 cents an hour to what the white man is paid $1 an hour, right? That is what built this country. The profits from my labor, from my personal work, have helped to build this country and build an infrastructure that keeps white people in power. And I cannot tell you how excited I am to see so many allies here forming this circle around us to protect us, who are recognizing that we are oppressed, who are recognizing that we live in a really vulnerable place in our society, and for standing up for Black Lives Matter. Not all lives matter. No, 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 no. All right? If there are houses burning down, And there's a couple that aren't burning down. You do not water or like put water on the houses that are not burning down. You put water on the houses that are burning down. And our country is burning down black communities.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
So thank you for coming out here in solidarity. I want to let you guys know that Jobs with Justice here in Portland has got your back.
Gotcha.
That we are here, that we are behind Black Lives Matter fully. I am really looking forward to meeting many of you and working with you on this important matter, because I feel like people don't see it like as this personal issue. I'm letting you know, all the black people in this circle, this is fucking personal. This is some personal shit. This affects my life every day. All right? Keep that in mind. All the people of color, you guys know, this stuff affects their life every day. All right. Thank you so much. Keep it up. Solidarity.
Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter!
Mic check!
Mic check!
Mic check!
Mic check!
Mic check!
Thank you, everybody. So next up, we're going to have somebody speak who's very near and dear to my heart. I went to Franklin High School in Southeast Portland, and I grew up in Southeast, and Southeast is a very interesting place because there's a lot of working class white folks who kind of adhere to white supremacy and those notions that they've gotten from the ruling class. And being a person of color in that neighborhood, a black person as well as an immigrant, there's a lot of things I came up against in my high school. At Franklin and in the community at large. Oh, hi, Mac. And then, and I had a teacher at Franklin High School named Susan Bartley, and she's a badass because as a student of color in that school, it was fucking hard to breathe. It was hard. But in Miss Bartley's blanket of warmth, I learned about concepts that I'd never really explored before. I got to read about black women, black men, people of color, people in the African diaspora. My family's from Jamaica, so I got to read poetry by Claude McKay and analyze and understand. And when, the white kids would say stuff like, Miss Bartley is racist against white people, I'd be like, no, that makes no sense. She's lifting up voices that are systematically unheard. And for me, that was baffling. It was the first time I really understood interracial solidarity and going past the whole thing of I can't associate with so-and-so because of whatever. I understood that the root of my problem was living in a system that was based on profit, that was built on indigenous blood and black blood as well, and the blood of a lot of white workers, but people miss that. And I was able to understand those concepts for the first time, which I always tell people, they're like, when did you become radicalized? And I was like, in that class, in AP English at Franklin High School with Susie Bartley, which is mind-blowing. So let's have Miss Bartley come up. Can you give her a round of applause, please?
I love this woman. I want to say one thing that I could be heard on. You know what, Portland, Oregon? Wake up. This is your Rose Festival queen right here. This is your Rose Festival queen right here. Can we get some trust? Here's what I have to say today. I got 4 letters here. And yes, I do speak as an educator. I'm off duty, but my heart is always on duty. I'm gonna be a little bit louder than my friend over here, okay? I'm here today because I'm sickened by what I'm seeing in my society. I'm also here as an educator who has simply had enough. I'm holding in my hand and heart letters from a brilliant young black man who, after being excluded in elementary and middle school and high school, is writing me letters from Pendleton Prison, my friends. To this day, I'm still seeing black boys being pinned up in school, taken by law enforcement, and I've had enough. I want to say to the young man at Lewis and Clark who was beaten on campus, I appreciate the Oregonian for reporting that he forgave, but I am here to say that I do not forgive for the actions that these white men make a college a hostile environment. A frightening prospect for young black, brown, Native American, and Asian kids coming up. These acts of brutality are unforgivable, unacceptable, intolerable, and we must be inimitable, ferocious, united, and immediate in our demands for change. All across the United States, the white power structure does not want to face the brutality. Instead of looking directly at national trends, they want to parse it down to local trends. Then they want to parse down local trends into isolated incidents. They will say this movement is polarizing. We are here to say hate is polarizing. Lies are polarizing. Murder is polarizing. 90% white newspaper staffs are polarizing. We are united. We are united. Join me.
We are united. We are united. We are united. We are united.
All over the nation. Let me hear you say, hear me. 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't want our kids locked up no more.
1, 2, 3, 4. We don't want kids locked up no more.
1, 2, 3, 4. We don't want our kids locked up no more. 1, 2, 3, 4.
We don't want our kids locked up no more.
We are united.
We are united. We are united. We are united. We are united. We are united. We are united. We are united.
We are united. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, you just heard why somebody said that it's Black Lives Matter and not all lives matter. It's because not all lives are in danger. So we are going to address the lives that are. And one person that used to be of the All Lives Matter persuasion came around and actually wants to tell you a little bit about how that went down. You ready to talk about it? All right. Tequila, y'all. Yeah, everybody knows tequila.
Hello, everybody. Now to the terrorists in the back trying to overtalk me. All right, everybody. I don't know where to start because I wasn't planning to speak or nothing today. But yeah, let's put it this way. When it comes to global warming, all lives matter. When it comes to GMOs, all lives matter. But when it's come up to unarmed black individuals, happen to be, who's being gunned down at a higher ratage than anyone else per capita besides Native Americans, then it's all, Black Lives Matter. I'm doing like I said, I wasn't prepared. I wasn't planning to speak today.
You're doing great.
Oh. Okay. But I'm going to give you a quick example how it is to be black just in an hour. I leave out my house. I live in the lower. I leave out my house and smoking a cigarette. Before I tossed my cigarette butt on the ground, it was my white neighbors outside. So I stopped and said, wait a minute, I got to put it in my pocket because what they going to say? You know what they're going to say. Crossing a light, there was hardly no cars. I could have crossed the damn light. There was no one there. But here's some white faces in the car, right there, that's just waiting. I'm like, wait a minute. I know what they're going to say. So I'm going to stand right here to not defeat what they're going to might just say. I get on the bus. Not the bus, on the transit, I worry not to talk too loud, because of what they might just say. It might feed their stereotype. Coming down here, and then you hear this shit. I'm sorry, excuse me. I know there's children. Someone today told me, their children had to see that, what they're saying, those people over there. My mother was raised to be a racist. My mother was a Caucasian white woman. She's English, Irish, Slav, and Polish. My father is African American and Blackfeet Indian. So basically, when you get a bunch of races and mix it up, this is what you get. No, don't go on that, people. Okay. So my mother, she was raised to be racist, and how she met my father, it was the Ohio winter when the Ohio River froze in the 70s. I guess some of you remember. Anyway, I'm from Ohio. Anyway, she noticed, she was a racist, and then she noticed all these white people was driving right past her, not helping her. She stuck out in the snow in a blizzard. And the only man who pulled over was a black man who had, you know, and helped her and then asked her out on a date. And then she married, you know, excuse me. She married, they got married, had kids, he died, she didn't remarry. She suffered through a mental illness, but she did not go untreated. She didn't have no support from her family, neither my father's side of the family, due to because she was white, and the other side because she was with a black man and had black children. You know? This is a serious crisis that we are suffering. My mother's funeral, I would say my mother broke funeral. I'm sorry, I told you I wasn't ready to speak today. I'm just flowing. When my mother passed away, we had to sit, you know, the children sit in the front. My mother's family members, probably over 200 of them, they didn't know who we were. They were saying, who are these black kids that's sitting right in front of Pat's funeral? It was the big family secret, you know? And then my whole neighborhood, you know, became late. You know, 200, 300 deep of black and whites came to my mother's funeral in racist South Lebanon, Ohio, where they still put the Confederate flag up in there as their town little central, little bank, came to my mother's funeral. You know, and I'm sorry, I'm just rambling. I'm sorry. And I just don't think, and it won't be impossible, and it's hard for me to say, but no, white individuals won't know how it feels to be, how every day your perspective of race does, it rules our life. It does. As black Americans, it does rule our life. Whatever decisions we're making, whatever trust and belief, our race plays a role. And that's due to this capitalistic, egotistic, whatever you want to call it, government. You know, they don't work for us just to tie us and pin us against each other. And like I said, yes, and for you all that's in the back, thank you so much for standing up and putting your lives, you know, to protect mine. And one last thing, I'm sorry. There was a woman came up to me today, and she was talking about her children. Yeah, I was saying that her children had to see that today. You know, and I said, you know, I was raised in a house where they both sides did not like each other, both families, and you know, be proud that your children is standing here fighting against that today. They're going to remember when it's going down in America. This ain't going to last. It's not. It's impossible. I mean, come on, look, like I said earlier, look how many white people we have, and look how many the idiots have. It's not going to last. So be proud that your children are here on the right side, defending the right people, the right side, which is we're on the side of all humanity. But in this case, and this idea of this, this of humanity, in this situation, it is, you know, thank you for supporting Black Lives Matter in this dire crisis of need. Thank you so very much.
Black Lives Matter! 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 Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
Sorry, I was before. She told me like 5 minutes before. I'm like, I was like, no. That was it. Yeah, I was a little nervous.
It's good, man.
What's going on, Jordan?
I'm just filming, man. I made a video for this whole thing or whatever. It's sort of like a television.
Make sure you stream them. Cause they gain numbers. They gain numbers.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Thank you for being loud. We've got to be loud, loud, loud to keep our
terrorists.
They're quiet.
Terrorists.
So we have T6 up from Alabama. He's gonna spit some stuff for us. Also, white allies if a black person comes up and wants to get in the circle, they get in the circle. It's a time that black people can finally move freely at this rally. So let's have that happen.
Now I feel like you think I'm no shit.
All right.
You good, man.
First of all, I wanted to say thank all of you guys for coming out, because if you guys didn't come out, it really would not matter. You know, so we have to thank all the supporters that come out, because this is where it starts. I mean, all of our ancestors from the beginning of time, they've all rallied together, they stood behind whatever it is. This reason is the Black Lives Matter campaign. And without the supporters, without the people that bring in attention and knowledge to the issue, which it is a big issue around the country, not only in Portland. Myself, I've been in Portland about 3 years. I come from Alabama, a Republican state, a lot of racism. So I personally have been affected by racism my whole life. But what I have not seen in Alabama is this right here. And this is a beautiful thing, the people to come out, not only black people, but all people to come out and support black people. Because as we know, black people are getting the short end of the stick. Why, we don't know, but it can be changed. Everything has been changed over the years, and this can be changed as well. I mean, not too long ago, black people couldn't do anything. Now we can do a lot of things. It's because protesters, it's because support, it's because people like you guys come out and stand up and say black lives do matter. And that's what's mostly important. Also, what's really, really, really important, we're here and we're out and we're protesting, but we have to vote. We have to vote. That's where it starts at. It starts at the top of the government. If you don't get the people out of position that don't agree with you, nothing is going to change. So it really starts at the top. On voting day, find your friends, gather your friends, have parties, get them to the polls, get them to the booth, and that's where change starts. I mean, we can do this every day, every month, but if the people that's making our laws, if the people that's writing the books, if they don't change, if they don't get out of office, we will continue to do this. So vote, vote, vote. Keep on keeping on. Black lives do matter. I know you're going to get a lot of bull crap from the opposition, but you know what? We've been getting opposition from the beginning of time, so we haven't stopped then. We're not going to stop now. Black lives do matter. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. Thank you very much.
Hi everybody. Hi again. My name is Lamara, as I said before, and I want to kind of go over a few things with you, so I'm going to give what you might call a speech. So thank you. So first of all, 16 shots riddled Laquan McDonald's body, and not one police officer went to assist him with any kind of medical aid. Just sit on that for a second. And then it took 400 days. 400 days, that's more than a year, for the city of Chicago to release a video.
Does that seem right?
Does that seem right? No. Okay, so from a moral perspective, we can all say that seems very, very wrong. Officer Van Dyke, the officer who murdered Laquan, had over half a dozen complaints against him for excessive force, using racial slurs, using sexist slurs, and nothing happened. He did not get any disciplinary action. He got to do desk duty, right? That still means our tax dollars are paying for him to do what it is he does best, harass and eventually murder people. And that's not right. It's not right. And it happens under specific conditions of what we call capitalism. Boo. Capitalism is a system that is inherently oppressive because it's based on profit. Profit before people. And I think somebody has a sign that says that. Oh, people over profit, right there, pointing that out. So these things are not accidental. Within this system, black bodies were the source of fueling modern capitalism in America. We all know that, right? Slavery was really bad, right? We can all say that. We learned that in our textbooks. It was so bad. We won't let that happen again. But it is happening. It is happening again with mass incarceration of black bodies being murdered, harassed, killed all the time without anybody really blinking an eye. And the change happened with Laquan's case, not because the city of Chicago paid his family $5 million in order to keep them quiet so they didn't have to release the video, but because protesters in Chicago, Black Lives Matter protesters, went into the streets and demanded change. The ruling class doesn't give a shit unless we demand it. They don't give a shit unless we demand it, unless we're in the streets saying that if you shoot 5 of us, we will come out tenfold. That is how the change happens. So don't be fooled. Yes, we can vote. That's great. I support voting. But let me tell you something. You have to tear this system apart because it's built on blood and oppression, racism and sexism. It's rotten at its core. It's rotten at its core. And it means that I will be oppressed. Anybody who is slightly different is going to be oppressed. If you're not a cis person, you're going to be oppressed. If you're trans, you're going to be killed. It doesn't matter. If you're not Bill Gates, I'm sorry. If you're not Bill, things are going to be really rough. And I don't see Bill anywhere. I don't think he's here. Yeah, he's not here. He's busy fighting AIDS in Africa, but he doesn't know shit about Africa, but that's a different story. So yeah, capitalism is inherently rotten. It's based on you and I as workers working till our fingers fall off. 40 hours a week? For what? For $10 fucking an hour?
Poverty wages.
Poverty and wages? We've got the Fight for 15 signs out here. Fast food workers are women and people of color who are slaving literally today to put food on the table and they can't. That's not right. But President Obama gets to send his kids to the nicest schools ever and our schools are falling apart and they don't want to give us anything? Because we have to fight for it. You have to have your body out here. You have to be telling your white friends who might be racist, your black friends who aren't there yet, to help push them. You need to be out in the streets because when we tear up the streets, that's when they listen. That is when they listen. They listen when we take the streets and we have action. And all the white supremacists that are out here trying to shoot us up, guess what? It doesn't matter. We're gonna be out here. We're gonna be fighting because the system is rotten at its core. And I don't know about you, but I'm gonna help fucking tear this shit down. Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter.
What do we want? Revolution. When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Revolution.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Revolution.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Revolution.
When do we want it?
Now.
Thank you, everybody, because justice is not possible underneath this system. We need a revolution. Thank you. We've got Divisha up next, and she's about to tell us what's up.
All right.
I don't know about y'all, but I'm a little tired of this systemic racism that's persisting today. It's really irritating me. And it's so deeply embedded in this system that our own people don't even realize it. We're facing it every day. When a mother can barely put food on the table for her children, and yet she's deemed the welfare queen even though she's working 8 or 5 jobs, I'm tired of that shit. Are y'all tired? I'm also tired of the systemic racism that's going on in the schools. Being a person who went to a white evangelical college, being told that, no, maybe you shouldn't be an attorney because, you know, you might not make it. I'm tired of shit like that too. The very people who are supposed to be leading us are telling us that we can't make it. I'm tired of this shit. And I need y'all to be tired too. And all of y'all that are here, you're actually telling me that you're tired. And you're ready to change it. And you're ready to evoke a fucking revolution. I usually don't say many words, I usually don't cuss, but I believe I have righteous anger. I believe that we all can get a little angry. I'm tired of being painted the sassy black female that ain't, hell, you know what, I am sassy. I'm sassy as fuck. Because that means that it's evoking change. That means that you're fucking noticing me. Black Lives Matter, that's all I gotta say.
then y'all don't get no peace.
If we don't get no justice, then y'all don't get no peace. If we don't get no justice,
you don't get no peace.
if we don't get no justice, you don't get no peace. If we don't get no justice,
Y'all don't get no peace.
if we don't get no justice,
Y'all don't get no peace.
if we don't get no justice,
Y'all don't get no peace.
Oh, I don't want to mess up that beautiful banner. So, I want to thank everybody that has something to say. And I want to offer to people that besides shutting shit down in the street, another way that is really crucial in order to get what it is that we need is to get organized. So while jumping around from event to event is helpful in order to show the people power, the potential that we have, in order to actually be able to strike in ways that are meaningful, we have to be involved in organizations that are working for change today. So that means that we want you in Don't Shoot Portland. So thank you for coming to our rally, but we need you at our tables when we're planning our actions. That means 15 now, that's right behind me. Oregon needs a raise. Fighting to end poverty wages is crucial. Right now, there is a measure that we're trying to get on the ballot, and we are collecting, hopefully, a total of at least 88,000 signatures. So if you haven't signed to get it on the ballot yet, please find the 15 Now people so that you look at Jamie, raise your hand. Please find this lovely man and all of his comrades to make sure that you sign the petition to get it on the ballot. Because what do we need? 15! When do we need it?
Now!
What do we need?
15!
When do we need it?
Now!
What do we need?
15!
When do we need it?
Now!
What do we need?
15!
When do we need it?
Now!
What do we need?
15!
When do we need it?
Now!
What do we need?
15!
When do we need it?
Now!
That's right. So, if there's somebody else that's in another organization, I see the Portland State University Student Union right here. PSU. If you or anybody you know is at PSU, you need to tell them to join the Portland State University Student Union. They are one of the only organizations on campus that is advancing the fight for justice. In case you didn't know, the Board of Trustees at Portland State University recently decided that they were going to arm campus security. So now the security guards are deputized, sworn in, are PPD officers, and have guns. Just to let you know, this organization does not have a good track record in terms of who they arrest, who they stop, and who they harass. There's a disproportionate amount of people of color that they stop, especially black people, especially black homeless people, who are used as a really sad example about who is considered to be dangerous on PSU's campus. And we've all seen it when we're there. They try to convince everybody that just because they don't have a home that they're dangerous and they're a threat and we need to stop them. And that's part of the reason that they say that they need to be armed in the first place. We know better. There has been a white student union. Yes, I heard the last, the white student union. They've established a Facebook page and there is a call for white students to join the student union and to do what? Please don't think that we don't know why it is that you're trying to organize people who think that they need a white student union. This is a cover for white supremacy. This is a cover for Nazism. And the student union is pressuring the president of Portland State in order to actually take a stand against them. And so far, he hasn't. That means we need more people to actually join us to be able to stop the fucking racists who are trying to instill fear on our campus. So the Portland State University Student Union needs your support. And I know there are people right here to my left that need this mic, so please give it to them.
So we're gonna have Natalie come up and speak. She's a little nervous, so give her a round of applause before she starts. I'm Natalie. I'm 16. A little bit of background before I talk about what I'm going to talk about. I'm adopted. I'm raised by 2 parents. They're both white. They do the best they can, but like honestly, when I told them that I wanted to come here, they said no. They said that it would be like dangerous and a bad idea and just a bad environment. But I just kind of came here anyways because I wanted to see what it was like. What I want to talk about is like we need to also work on getting younger kids to know that racism is out there and what it is and what's going on. Because some people may think that I can't remember this, but in preschool, it was recess time and I went outside and it was raining and there's these 2 plastic houses. All the white kids went in one, all the black kids went in another. I was there, I'm mixed. I went to one, then the other. They said that I should go to the other one because I don't belong in their group. I was told that I'm not black, I'm not white, and I don't belong with either group. So that's wrong. It starts young, and we need to get this stuff known. People need to understand at a young age that it's not okay. We shouldn't be told that we can't be here. Should I be here? Yes! I want to be here. Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! I matter! You matter!
All right, I just wanted to summarize some of the things that I've heard here today, because what we all do know is that in this country, one of the first things that these guys over here to the side said, using their freedom of speech, their First Amendment rights, one of the things they said was, look, y'all don't have a lot of black people over there, so what does that tell you about the black community? That tells you that they don't care. But what we know is the truth. We know that we live in a society that has produced social consciousness that says that we don't matter. And when you push that kind of consciousness out to our kids, out to the elders, out to our organizations and our communities, then you are going to be afraid to say that your life matters, because you're going against the status quo. When people see us out here and they don't see our leaders standing with us, guess what? That gives them the impression that we're the bad guys. Sometimes our leaders have to do what they got to do on their side, and we got to be the bad guys. I don't care about that. What we got to realize is that we have the same goals. We have the same goals. So regardless of our methodology and how do we get the fuck there, we got to go. Because we can't stand here no more. We can't stand here no more. Our children cannot take this. It's not fair. How dare we accept the opportunity to let them inherit this shit? How dare we accept the opportunity to let them think that is cool? How dare we accept the opportunity to let them be embarrassed to say Black Lives Matter? I know children that won't say it. I know babies that won't wear the shirt. And it's because people in their community that are decent, that have respectable politics, are staying away from us because they're afraid. I understand that. When I saw Dr. King as a kid on them movies getting fucked up by dogs and water hoses while he was standing there respectable, holding on to his Bible, I was afraid. But I believed in that dream, right? And so at some point, you turn into an adult and you understand that fear is false evidence always realized. Fear is nothing. It's never been a factor. Your reality is the factor. Whatever you are able to do, whatever's possible in your mind, that's the reality of the situation, and that's what we need. We need that. We need that. We need it. We need it. We're not out here because we give a fuck about being seen. I hate my face everywhere. I hate it. I hate seeing myself on the news. I hate it. I hate that my brothers and sisters are afraid of me. I hate that. I hate when my nephews come up and say, Auntie, I saw you on TV. I hate it. I'm humiliating myself because I love my community. So fuck what y'all saying. Fuck what they saying. We gotta stand together. If you want something different, it's gonna take you getting there. All of us together. I'm gonna let my sister Jamila talk to y'all. Y'all know what I expect from you. Stand together. Stay together. Stand together and stay together. Black lives matter. 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 Black lives matter.
And it matters to everyone here. It matters to everyone that is not here. I am here because I need a change in my life.
Right.
I am here because I need a change in my son's life. I need a change in my daughter's life. They are 12 and 2 and they experience the same racism I experience. They are under the same capitalism that I am under. They are coming up under me. I do not want this life for my children. I don't want to be on Facebook in my own comfort saying Black Lives Matter, come together people. I am out here today. This is my first protest ever in my entire life. I'm tired of promoting it. I'm tired of saying we need to change. You need to change. You need to change. They need to change. We all need to change. I want all my friends on Facebook to see me. It does not matter unless you are here. Unless you are out here with everybody else that supports us. It amazed me, not saying anything wrong, but how many white people are here supporting Black Lives Matter. My own people are not here. Black lives are not here, and that discouraged me. I want everybody to know that from this day forward, I'm going to tell green, purple, white, black. Black lives matter. We need to change it. We need to change the capitalism in this state, in America. Money should not rule people. It should not rule that. Everybody should have the same opportunities to achieve the same dream that everybody has. We all want to be a community, to love, to support, to make it in this life. We do not need oppression. We do not need to see our children killed. We do not need to see people maimed for what? And people are getting paid for this shit? Right. You're getting paid to kill someone? Right. Where is your heart? Where is your humanity? Let's come together. Black lives matter! 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 Black lives matter!
Okay, everybody, thank you. There's a couple of things that I've also been hearing that I'd like to harken back to. Black people Portland is a very white place. We know that, right? Whitest major city in America. Oregon is a very white state. Does anybody know why that is, by chance? It's in the Constitution. Thank you, sir. Oregon was established as a state, as a white haven state. Okay? So the people coming across those wagons, they were white, and it was on purpose. They're the only people that could actually settle and live in Oregon. So this is not accidental. The way that Oregon is set up is not accidental. Okay? So Oregon was also said, we won't allow slavery here, but at the same time, we want to allow black people to live here. So there's two things going on here. We don't want to be bothered with black people, but we also want to set ourselves up as being very liberal and a place where, a free state, but really it's not a free state if you don't want to allow anybody who's black to live there, right? There's a dual consciousness happening that doesn't make sense. And the black people who did come here on the wagons were not told that they could be free, that they did not have to live as enslaved people. So you have these new people coming, trying to establish a society that it's equal, but it's only equal for some. So let's talk about this area of Portland. Lloyd Center is right here. We're in Northeast Portland, which people say is where all the black people in Portland have historically lived, right? But with gentrification, we see the black community getting pushed out, right? Pushed out to the edges of Gresham and all those things. So imagine this, you've lived in a place for XYZ amount of time, for years, you know. Black people have been in the city of Portland for years. Your family, you know, has been here for 50 years, but all of a sudden you're getting priced out of your house because there's a new coffee shop or new condos, things that look really nice, but all of a sudden your rent is way higher than it was before. So you're forced out of your house. Now you have to go and drive all the way to Gresham or take the transit all the way to Gresham, right? So for you to come out to a protest here inside the city will be very difficult. So this is speaking to why you're not seeing a lot of black faces here, right? Because black people are the majority of the black people in Portland are working class. So they're working right now. They're doing whatever it is they need to do to get food on the table because they've been kicked out of their housing systematically, it keeps happening. So when we say, oh, we wish more black people were here, we need to change the system so black people can actually be here, so they can stop working, so they can stop getting kicked out of their housing, so they can have a stable environment. It keeps harkening back to capitalism, right? If you have to continually sell your labor for 75 cents of what the white man makes, it's gonna be really fucking hard to do anything. So that's also what I want us to keep in the back of our minds. The fact that it's hard for black folks to get places is on purpose. The way the city was built, the highway that cuts across, what is that? Is that 205? I-5, I don't drive. Excuse me. But that was built, right? It was built as a way to keep black folks over in North Portland, so it'd be harder for them to get into downtown. So these things that happen in the city of Portland and throughout Oregon and throughout the national narrative have purposely been done. Racism is manufactured, right? It's manufactured in a very specific way to keep people down. These things are accidental. When you sign up for a job and I go to work and I'm like, I'm the only black person here. I really am the only black person at my job. And I'm like, why is this? And I'm like, oh, racism. It all makes sense. These things are happening on purpose, right? It's not that the black folks aren't here, but we're also trained to not see black folks. And when they do show up, we treat them like crap. So there's a lot of things that are going on. So please be keeping that in the back of your mind as you think about why aren't there more black faces around? Black faces, black bodies are constantly dehumanized. To get up is hard. To go to a place is very hard. So please keep those daily oppressions, those microaggressions that black people and people of color face happen all the time. And it gets very demobilizing to live your life. You have memories from preschool or from when you were young. But to push past those is how we will make the revolution happen. And that's what I'm here for. So thank you. Does anybody want to take the mic? Who? Come on, baby. Go get it. If we don't get no justice!
Okay, my name is Nish Ford, and I'm from Seattle, Washington, up here on vacation. And I seen someone at the bookstore, and they recommended that we come here to show that black lives do matter. And I have a question for the cameraman. You are human just as I'm human, right? The only difference between you is our skin color, you know? And we're all human, you know? And just because a black person may have went to a store and stole something or whatever the case may be, and you couldn't catch them, so you figure you need to pull out your gun to shoot them down so you can stop them, like that doesn't make sense. There's plenty of people out here that are committing crimes that are white, black, African, Asian, the rest, and you don't see none of them on the news about what they have done, but they're in jail, you know, you can see that, but they just think just because, like you say, it's been from down the line, years, black, it's the issue because you're black. It's like, why? You guys all have on black. You guys evidently have no problem with that because you're wearing black, you know? So it's like, why do people have to put a label, basically a label on anything? Why do we have to live under a label? You know, we all are human, we all have names. Yes, we have different races or whatever, but black lives still matter, and we all need to come together and appreciate everybody that came out here to support black lives. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. Black lives matter.
Black lives matter. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. Black
Magic. My sister's name is Magic, and she got something for y'all. Come on, Magic.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all. How's everybody doing? I just want to say all lives matter. We're not trying to say put one life more important than the other. All lives matter. Right now, black people are being slaughtered. Black people are being mowed down. Our civil rights are being trampled on. That's why we're saying Black Lives Matter. We're not trying to put anybody down, but we all need to be aware that this is happening. And if it can happen to me and other black people, it can happen to you. So that's why we're saying Black Lives Matter. We matter.
So I'm going to read off some of the names so that we have a little bit of perspective about why we're here. It's important to honor the people who have been taken. It's not that they're just gone, but somebody took them. The police took them. The state sanctioned somebody taking them. And we're expected to be okay with that. But we have a message. We're not okay with it. And we're going to fight against it. Are we not? This is just some of the examples. First name Freddie, last name Gray. First name, Freddie. Last name, Freddie. 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 Now, first name Walter, last name Scott. 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 Now, first name Tamir, last name Rice. 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 Now, Michael Brown. First name Michael, last name 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 Brown. Eric Garner. First name Eric, last name 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 Garner. Aaron Campbell. First name Aaron, last name 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 Campbell. Keaton Otis. First name Keaton, last name 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 Otis. Now, these are all men who have been killed by police. But let's not forget, black women get killed by police too. So we're gonna lift up Kendra James. First name, last name, 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 first name, name. First name. Last 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 name. Byron Hammock. First name. Last name. 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 Tony Stevenson. First name. Tony. Last name. 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 Stevenson. Somebody give me another name. Sandra Blair. First name. Sandra. Last name. 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 Blair. Rakia Boyd. First name. Rakia. Last name. 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 Boyd. Laquan McDonald. Laquan McDonald. First name. Laquan. Last name. 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 McDonald. Give me another name. First name Oscar. Last name Grant. 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 Now, what a lot of these people have in common is that they were all unarmed and that a lot of them had their hands up. Put your hands up. Hands up.
Don't shoot.
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 out.
Don't shoot.
Hands out.
Don't shoot.
Hands out.
Don't shoot.
Hands out.
Don't shoot.
Hands out.
Don't shoot.
Now,
Don't shoot.
another thing that a lot of these people had in common is that they came from neighborhoods that were impoverished. And no, I didn't say that they are poor neighborhoods, but that they are impoverished neighborhoods. The poverty that a lot of them faced was perpetrated. It wasn't accidental. It wasn't because they were lazy. It wasn't because they were uneducated. It wasn't because any of the bullshit that you hear from the capitalist line that requires that most people live in poverty. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
I'll say it again. Capitalism requires that most people live in poverty. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Capitalism requires that most people live in poverty. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Capitalism requires that most people live in poverty. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Now, one of the movements across the country that is capturing the imagination of working class people in a way that they have not been captured in decades is 15 Now. 15 Now across the country is working intimately with Black Lives Matter activists on purpose.
On purpose.
On purpose. It's not an accident. People in this movement know that one of the reasons that it is so easy to terrorize black neighborhoods is because they're poor and they can't afford legal representation. They can't afford lobbyists. Their neighborhood associations are not powerful forces on their town councils. So the police can rip and ravage and do whatever they want to their neighborhoods, and clearly they do. You heard the names. So one of the movements across this country is 15 Now, and I'm going to call up the chief petitioner of 15 Now, Jamie Partridge, to come and talk to you a little bit about how that work can be implemented. If you don't know Jamie Partridge, you need to know Jamie Partridge. As you notice, there are not a lot of white people that are taking this mic today, and that's on purpose. While we appreciate that everybody out here, that there's mostly people who are white, we see you, we love you, and we appreciate you, but these are one of the white people that I want to get on this mic because he's got something to say that's really going to help to improve black lives, and that's raising the minimum wage. Take this mic.
Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
You notice this poster around the crowd here today. There's a reason that these two movements are intimately linked. It's because they're both led by young black activists. The fight for 15 from the beginning of the Black Lives Matter movement has been there. When the rebellion began in Ferguson, activists from the Black Lives Matter movement showed up. Because the same people are being victimized by low wages and by police brutality. It's no accident that low-wage workers are struggling and hustling on the streets in the informal economy. There's no accident that police are intimidating, brutalizing, harassing, humiliating, and beating and detaining and killing young black people because they're on the street, marginalized by low wages. In Oregon, we've heard from a couple of speakers that we need to get out and vote for the right politicians. Well, we voted in Democrats. They lead the Senate and the House and the governorship, the Democrats here in Oregon. They campaigned on raising the minimum wage. Did we get a raise in the minimum wage at the legislative session? No. We got nothing from the politicians. Because of decades of struggle, Oregon has an initiative process where we can, through petitioning of the people, without money behind us, with volunteers, we can get this issue on the ballot. We're out there on the streets every day collecting signatures. We need 88,000 valid signatures to put it on the ballot for November to raise the minimum wage to $15 in Oregon. We're going to be the first state in the union to raise the minimum wage to 15. So if you want to find us, go to Oregoniansfor15.org, Oregoniansfor15.org, get involved. And remember that it's the power of working people power of working people that is really going to change this system. It was the strike of fast food workers in New York City that kicked off this Fight for 15 back 3 years ago, and this movement for Fight for 15 has swept the nation. Fast food workers, low-wage workers everywhere have been going out on strike without a union, without protection, because enough was enough. Last November 10th, in 270 cities, tens of thousands of low-wage workers went on strike. When the labor movement and working people rediscover the strike weapon, that's when the system is really going to change. How many people know about what the longshore workers did in support of the Black Lives Matter movement? In the Bay Area, the longshore workers, predominantly black and Latino, went on strike in support of the Black Lives Matter movement, shut the ports down, costing the capitalists millions and millions of dollars. That's the kind of power that we need to bring behind this movement. And the Black Lives Matter movement is inspiring working people everywhere. Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter!
Power to the people!
So today, REI, which is like an urban outdoor store, they did this thing where they said we're opting out outside, right? Like they're opting out, and they encouraged everybody to go outside. So they tagged me on Facebook and said, Tressa, you got any ideas about doing something outside on Black Friday rather than shopping? And I was like, heck yeah, we're gonna be at the park. We started this movement at a park in my community, at Dawson Park, in August of 2014. We started it because of a young man from Ferguson, Missouri that was murdered in his community in front of people that knew him. We started it because his body laid in the street. It's hard to say that. In the summer, in the street, in front of his community for 4.5 hours. Our response was we put his name in the air, because after he died, we kept using so many names. We kept putting them in the air. And so we started carrying the names. That was our hashtag, carry the names, because we would run out of names. We would run out of voice in order to say them, so we would say carry the names. But right now, I'm gonna ask everybody, who wants to protest? Who wants to protest? Who wants to protest? All right. So if you're gonna protest, you gotta understand that after a whole year of being in the street, pushing legislation through the state capitol, pushing movements in our own communities, and doing all that social justice movement on Facebook, being online warriors, like some of us are and others aren't. I put my tennis shoes on to make my points. But this is the thing. Last year, we said his name. We said Mike Brown. His name was Michael Brown. We went to the streets and we shut shit down. What was his name?
Michael Brown!
What we gonna do?
Shut it down!
What is his name?
Michael Brown!
What we gonna do?
Shut it down!
What was his name?
Michael Brown!
What we gonna do?
Shut it down!
What was his name?
Michael Brown!
What we gonna do?
Shut it down!
What was his name?
Michael Brown!
What we gonna do?
Shut it down!
What was his name?
Michael Brown!
What we gonna do?
Shut it down!
What was his name?
Michael Brown!
What we gonna do?
Shut it down!
Right. That's what we gonna do. Ronnie, you got something to say? What's that? All right. So if you guys are ready to protest with us, if you're ready to protest with us, let's get our seasoned organizers together so that we can go ahead and move to these streets. Because if they think we're gonna sit out here and rally all day, they got us fucked up. We're about to shut shit down.